Hey guys, it's me, Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. How are you doing today? Today we're going to talk about our favorite subject, which is sales. All right, we got a cool subject for ourselves today, so let's go ahead and dive right on into it. What is our subject for today? Our subject for today is how to sell your financing, your credit card, your service at your particular location, your box and mortar store, online business. A lot of times people want to buy stuff. So our simple job is to make it more easier for them. And if you can learn how to sell your financing, if you're able to sell the opportunity for your customers to put their purchase on one of your credit cards or one of your valued cards or just an open house account, it makes it easier for them to make a more informed buying decision. It also gives them a little bit more leeway to be able to put their money into a product that they may not be able to afford at that time. Or maybe it might give them the capability to buy a better and even bigger and better product because you introduced them to your financing. You introduced them on how you can have an open account in your particular company, or if they're buying online, giving them the clout to be able to pick and choose and have more opportunities to buy more products. It also gives them a capability to be able to bundle products and gives them also the capability to be able to do a monthly payment, maybe all from a 6 months same as cash, 90 days same as cash, a 1 year same as cash, zero interest promotion. It gives them the capability to do more purchasing with you. And by knowing your credit and knowing how it works, it really does benefit you, the salesperson, and your business and your company, but it also benefits the customer. A lot of times people don't have as much cash to carry. They also may have debt on their Visas, their MasterCards, their Discovers, or their Apple account, or whatever, and it's really complicated for them to be able to use those because they probably already invested in other things. So if you have the capability to have financing, which is available for your customer, it's going to help you, and it's also going to help your customer. But you really do need to know the basics and the fundamentals about how your credit works. You need to be able to have that conversation, and if you have a customer who's there in front of you, you want to go ahead and sprinkle that through your presentation. When I was selling furniture, I'd have customers who would come into my showroom, and I would automatically tell them, hey, welcome. I'd have some paper with me. I'd have an advertisement about our specials and our sale that we had going on. I'd also have a credit application with me. I would show it to the customer as they walked in the door. Welcome. How are you doing today? And you don't never ask, are you looking for something? Do you need some help? Don't do that. Just be really nice when you talk to your customers and listen. Hey, I know you're here looking for something special today. What were you looking for? And they'll say, well, I was looking for this particular product. It don't matter. If somebody's coming into your store, it could be fashion, it could be rugs, it could be furniture, it could be a car. They're looking to buy something. They just don't want to be sold nothing. But what I would do every time I would talk to my customer, I had it pretty much the same thing. I'd say, hey, welcome to our store. Hey, by the way, here's our advertisement. We've got a sale going on. And then I'd walk them over to a tag that they had, a couple of tags that were right there. It wasn't what they were looking for. Hey, this is how you read these particular tags. And by the way, we do offer guarantees that's going to cover any product that you see in our store. And on top of that, we offer easy financing. So if you want to pay cash, that's fine. But we do get a lot of customers who want to buy stuff, have a monthly installment. We've got a zero interest promotion going on right now, 90 days same as cash promotion. So just remember, keep that in the back of your mind. Just make it an as if. And customers would always appreciate it because I'd have them later ask me, because I'd walk up, I'd see them looking at something, nesting on a particular product, and I would walk up to them and say, this is very beautiful. What do you think about this? Do you think this would work in your home? And a lot of times they would probably say yes, or maybe they were looking at their jewelry, or they were looking for something that they wanted to purchase, but they had their hands rubbing their faces. They were saying, man, I really would like to have this. They're rubbing their hands together, trying to figure out how to finance it or how to purchase it. And maybe they had means, or maybe they already had an account. So your simple job is to just watch the customer, watch their eyes, watch their buying signals, and approach them, because you've already told them, hey, in advance that you've got financing. You've already told them in advance that you've got some kind of a guarantee that you can offer. So it's easy to transition. So once they find a product that they're wanting to buy, having that simple conversation. Like I said, you might want to go ahead and get them on financing, because if you get them on financing, you also give them the capability to buy more. If you can fit it in their budget, first you want to find out what's wrong with what they have already. Is there something wrong with what you got? Are you trying to replace something that you have? Or is this brand new? Are you moving to a new home? What's going on great in your life? And you're very kind, you're very considerate, but once they land on the product, you've showed them features and benefits. You've sold them on the opportunity that, hey, we've got these in stock. We can go ahead and let you have it today. We also have 5-year guarantees to make sure that if something goes wrong with it, we can repair it or replace it. And then on top of that, we've got this particular account. Right now, we've got a 90-day same as cash option. And by the way, you've already asked them also, once you've been walking, they've looked at it, do you already have an account with us today? And if they look at you like, well, or maybe they may say yes, then that's the key right there. If they don't, well, listen, it only takes a couple of minutes. We go up to the kiosk, we fill out this basic information. It'll let us know today what you qualify for. So if you're wanting to go ahead and make that purchasing decision, because I know you said you love this one, you already told me you said it would look good in your home, or you would be able to drive this away today. So my simple job is to find out what we can do for you. And how do you spell your last name? And see, what you're doing is, if they'll give you that name, they've already made a decision to go ahead and find out if they can finance. That's just a simple technique to get people to share who they are. And by the way, ma'am, how do you spell your last name? Do you notice I kept quiet? And if they will tell you, they'll look at each other. What do you think? Well, yeah, let's go ahead. Okay, how do you spell your last name? And then you start writing it up, and then you walk them through the process. Now, if you've got a credit application that's in front of you, you want to show them the credit application when they first come in. All we need is your name, where you live, how much, and your basic information. Because, see, today we can pull credit really simple. All we need is basically your social security number. We also just need how much money you make. And these are some simple questions that a lot of times your applications and your credit apps have on them. So you can actually do all that information. You take it to whoever takes care of the credit information. They put the information in the account, and they say, oh, you're qualified for $10,000. Whoa, I don't need all that. Well, that's okay today. I know you're just coming in for that. What was you thinking about getting the next time you go shopping? Well, we were thinking about getting this and this. Well, while you're here, let's just take a look at it, and that way you'll be informed, and you can always use our account. You can come back and you can get it. It also makes it easier for you to add extended warranties, maintenance agreements, service agreements, and so forth. And another thing is on there, a lot of times people are timid. Once they get that sale, they're also afraid to tell them about the credit life. They're also afraid to tell them that, hey, if you get this, it's only a few more dollars per pay, but it will pay for the product and pay it off if you were to pass away. Also, if you notice right here, this particular one gives you the capability that if you get laid off from your job, or if there's a situation where you can't go to work. Think about it, guys, the pandemic. There was a whole lot of people that had merchandise that they were purchasing that everything stopped, and they weren't working. They weren't able to pay their bills. And if they would have had credit life, or they would have had some type of credit that said, hey, if you get disabled, or if you lose your job or whatever, they would have been able to get that payment paid on time and still had good credit with you and your company. So don't be afraid to ask for those add-ons. Because, see, it used to be people people say, I don't need all that. But after this pandemic stuff going on and people losing their jobs and having maybe to have stuff repossessed like a car, if they would have had that insurance in play, because it was on the credit app, it was in their application, it was available for them for financing, but you were too afraid to ask them, you didn't take care of your customers. So for now on, when you're selling stuff, make sure that you sell the whole product, the whole financing, and let them make the decision. Because see, when something happens, you don't want that to fall back on them. And the key to success is when you're trying to sell something is you want to make sure that your customers are informed, they know exactly what's going on, and they're also being able to get what they want. And if you help them with the financing and you make it step by step, remember when they first come in the door, you say, hey, welcome to our store, show what you're looking for. It's so great to see you. It's right over there. And by the way, here's our sales advertisement. This is how there are, if you look on the floors, we have bundle prices. So this is what you can get. Oh, and by the way, we guarantee all of our products up to 5 years. Also, on top of that, we've got a very nice zero interest promotion for 6 months up to a year. And what you're doing is you're giving what they call perceived value. You're walking the customer through a process before they actually get to their products to know that, hey, they got financing here, honey. Significant other, they've got a sale going on today with the advertisement. Look right here. And we can get this bundle price. See, what you've done is you're not like a regular salesperson. You're giving them more information. They weren't expecting that. And when they finally nest on something, they perceive you as being a smart salesperson. They perceive you as a salesperson who's knowledgeable. And they're also telling themselves that, hey, they got financing. You mean, honey, or significant other, we can go ahead and get this particular product and we don't have to pay for it for 90 days, or maybe we can pay cash once our income tax comes in. So listen, guys, my name is Gary Lee Stanley. So go ahead and give me a thumbs up, share my videos. This helps the algorithm, and it also helps other salespeople, because I'm a real salesperson. I've been in sales since the 90s in one form or capacity. And the key to success is when you're trying to sell a product, you want to show features and benefits, but you also want to make sure that your customers get more value for their dollar, and they're more given the opportunity to say, hey, listen, I really appreciate you. And listen, financing, it helps everybody, especially it keeps the customer coming back. It also gives them a line of credit. It helps your business, and it also helps you, and it gives you the capability to bundle things, sell more products, more opportunities to sell extended warranties, maintenance agreements, and service agreements. Because if they just use their credit card, they may say, nah, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. And you've lost out. So always know your credit, know how it works. Talk about the financing. Talk about what it's in it for them. Make sure you tell them about, if something were to happen to you and you can't pay your bills, this will be paid for. Or if you were to pass away, this will be paid off. You got to let them know. And selling your credit, it's not real hard, especially if you are looking out for the customer. Remember, it ain't about you when the customer wants to buy. And our whole total subject today is how to sell your financing and your credit card and the services that go along with it. I hope you got some information out of this that you can use in your selling presentation, because see, listen, you have a customer for a much longer time, and sometimes for life, if you can have financing for them, an account that they can use that gives them a credit card with your company, but it also gives them the capability to bundle things, and it also gives them the capability to afford not to put money on their credit cards, that in a time of need, if something goes wrong with their Visa or MasterCard, or something happens in their life and they have to use those particular cards, you've left that availability for them. So sell it that way. Say, hey, listen, I know you were probably thinking about paying cash today. I know you were thinking about using your credit cards, but see, listen, over here at this particular store, we can make sure that, hey, you don't have to use that, because it could be in a time of need when something happens and you need to use those. So it frees up that. You can use our card. You can come in, pay it off anytime. There is no prepaid penalties. And on top of that, if 6 months from now, if you want to go ahead and get something else, you can keep shopping with us. And I'm going to tell you what, it really works, guys. I've been in sales for a long time, since the 80s in one form or another. And when you have the capability to offer financing for a customer, if you're able to offer a credit card or credit account for your customers. Your sales will be much larger. You'll have a captured customer because they'll have one of those cards with your name written on it. And on top of that, you have an opportunity for a future sale and bundling and adding more to the sale, able to sell these extended guarantees, those warranties, service agreements. And if something were to happen, the customer will be more happy because they bought those guarantees and they also got a card with you. They can pay it off at any time. And remember, guys, selling it, let's make it easy for our customers. Let's not sell. Let's have a selling conversation and make the customer go, dang, I'm really glad I went and bought at that place today. I got me a new car and I just got me a new whatever. And they're a happy customer, a happy camper because they have financing with you. All